So for me, as a dad, I think first I thought felt like I was robbed of that opportunity, and I was asking myself, so am I still a dad or not? And even just look, and the baby looked exactly like me. Like I look at the pictures still today, like 100%. And that moment, it makes you. I'm even like, I don't even know how I'm able to talk about it now. I guess it's just time, but it takes you back to just how life can, first of all, flip. It was like such a darkness. And at that point, actually, I remember that time telling God, okay, I guess you win. If you're a dad who's going through child loss or going through it, whether it happened today, last week, last year, last month, I would say to you, first of all, I'm really sorry for your loss. Number two, I'd say it is important for you to go through this pain that you're going through because it is valid. It is important for you to understand that it might not go away tomorrow. It might not go away ever, but day by day, taking that step will be easier. It is also important to understand that your child is with you. That memory will never go. Whether you lost them at birth, maybe you lost them after 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, they're always going to be with you. Fathers, it's not an accident you're seeing these messages. You're seeing this message because you're required to see this message. So I will say this to the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. Now I want to give a special challenge to those fathers who you have not been present. Call them, call your child, call your baby mama, and make amends. Be present. Just go out there and be present.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of our special Father's Day series. With me today is the incomparable Willis Raburu. Now, you know him as an accomplished media personality, a TV host, an MC, an all-round personality, a father, a husband. But we have not really talked about him as a father much, and that's what we are going to do today. But before we get into all that, huge shout out to Sayari Pride in Westlands for collaborating with us to shoot this series and celebrate our fathers. But without further ado, let's get right into the interview. Willis Raburu.
Yes.
Welcome
Asante
to our
sana.
show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
In your own words,
Yes.
who is Willis Raburu?
Well, first of all, out of all the titles that you've said there, I will be honest, this is not my quote. I saw this quote and I relate to it. I think the most important title in my life is father. Si Bazu, si GMC, si media personality, none of that. Yes, for me, the most important title in my life, Neo. Father.
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
Nasi Buddha.
Father.
Yeah. Father.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
So, who is Willis? Damn, Willis is a fun guy. He's somebody who now believes more in purpose, vision. Always had it, but now I think I believe more in that. I'm a chilled guy. I love the Lord. I love Manchester United.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My Liverpool heart is broken.
Yes, yeah. Team Dogo. Yes, I do. I love God. I love my family. And yeah, I just basically love making people happy.
Oh, wow.
Because I always say happiness is a choice. And if I can make somebody happy, then I've extended their life kidogo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
So let's start the journey. Where were you born? To whom were you born?
Yes.
And in what kind of family?
I was born to now I've gone to my flock of boys. I was born April 1st. It was actually my birthday. April Fool's Day. So I was born to one Ruth Akinyi Raburu and Peter Utieno Raburu. And I was born in Kisumu at the Aga Khan Hospital. And so I think even from the day I was born, I think God and the universe was just telling people he's going to be special because my birthday is celebrated world over. April 1st.
Indeed.
So yeah, I was born then, and there's quite a gap between me and my siblings. So I always tease them and say I'm a special child because you all thought it was over.
You're the last born.
Yes, I'm the last Yes, I'm the last born. Yes. So wakati walisema it's another one, mama's uterus said another one.
Another one.
And I was in there like swimwear. So niko pale
Oh,
nani.
OMG.
So I'm happy to be a last born. Those are some of the things that, like now, some of those things you don't really pay attention to them. But when you see now, even now that I have kids and now I have a last one who's a girl, and the way they behave and the way you behave and the things that you look for, you just realize that, okay, this is an actual significant part. Your place to the middle child watakwambia story yao. Firstborn will definitely tell you their own story. Then last ones also have a story that I feel not many people always talk about, but people be in our business.
I know.
Sisi, everybody wants to know where we are, what we are doing, who we are with, where we are going.
Out of our business.
Yeah, so everybody is just in there. So now I know that has an impact, and even how it's affected my life in one way, shape, or form. But I love my family. They have been great to me. They have genuine care and concern. My brother always tells me he says, don't look at the action, don't look at the package, just look at the message. The delivery might be, but just look at what's the message behind it. And family is great, and I'm embracing them now more than ever.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. So how many siblings are you?
We are 4. So we are 3, and then I have my adopted lovely sister Fiona as well, who is actually my cousin, but more my sister. Yes, absolutely. So we are 4. Yes,
that's beautiful. So what was the family dynamic growing up? Was it a loving family? Were your parents strict? What was it?
my lord, I would.
It was gentle parenting.
Oh,
darling, you didn't drop the glass.
And that's the thing I'm telling you now. I'm learning more. You see, what I always tell people is that for our generation, we are having to reparent, not because some people have some horror stories, but mostly because our parents were raised by, like, they were weaning off colonialism. Their parents were weaning off colonialism. So by the time their strictness, the system, there was no internet, there weren't as many opportunities there today. So there was lawyer, doctor, engineer, pilot.
Yes.
So if you're none of that, journalism, who do you know? What? Yeah. So my parents are really strict. My dad in particular is disciplinarian because he was in the administration. He's a former provincial commissioner. So he was really strict, still is. But not to his grandchildren.
They never are.
Kamba sana. Hadi unashangaa. But they were strict also in their bringing, basically because they wanted the best for me, and also because they are really, if there's somebody who is a poster for Christianity, hard work ethic, integrity, is my father. So that's what I picked from him. My mom, the same, raised us up really to know that you are an individual on your own. Yes, you have the last name Raburu, and that's great. But you have to find and fend and be yourself. Yeah, so it was great growing up. I was, of course, one of the notorious ones.
Typical last-born behavior.
First to be suspended from school. First to announce he has a girlfriend.
Oh my God. You were breaking the barriers in the wrong way.
Breaking all of them. But my dad really mentored me a lot because he also used to preach. So I started preaching when I was like 8 years old,
really?
9 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Amen. And I've done altar calls, and I have people who came to receive Christ. And so normally when I find myself in a pit, I tell God, kuna watu wanaenda mbinguni kwa sababu yangu. You better get me off this mess. Remember what I did for you back then, Father.
God, when I was 8.
When I was young, protege. Hallelujah. So that was a phase of my life as well. And I carried it on. I preached when I was in primary school, preached when I was in high school, was even in the CU in high school, preached when I was in university, and a bit of it there. Yeah, then I said, hallelujah, amen.
Hallelujah.
The work of the Lord now can be done somewhere else.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So where did you go to school?
Right, so I went to Aga Khan Nursery, Aga Khan Primary, Chemelil Sugar Academy, and then the great Mo University in cases.
Ooh, I nearly thought you were going to say
Yes.
UN and Alliance. UN and Alliance. Thank God.
No, nilienda
You have been
Moi
spared.
University Eldoret. Kararan kabisa.
Huko njiani.
Huko ndani. Na tulikuwa tuko sawa. Hauwezi tusho.
How are you?
Tuko sawa.
How are you as a student? How?
Where? Because I have different phases.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Take us through the phases.
Yeah. Primary school, I was pretty much okay. Partly because my aunt used to be at the primary school at Aga Khan, and my brother was there as well, and he was the head boy. My brother has always been in leadership, so I didn't want to let him down. Did I do it a couple of times? Yes, I did. High school, I was now discovering myself more. That's when I got suspended. And then university now really, because like if you grow up in a tight Christian home, when you get a place where now nobody's like hawako leo kesho month 1 month 2 month 3, let's explore. Yeah, so I remember that was I explored everything in campus. I explored alcohol, cigarettes, sex, everything was in campus at that point. Yeah, because I was like, hey, all right, let's go ahead and see what's happening.
Go out and see the world.
Go out and see the world. And so for me, I think though, what I can say is that the upbringing was important, because then every time I would do something that in your nature, or rather in your upbringing, kind of, there's the one way you want to change, of course, because it's healthy to change. But the things that now are fighting you, that you feel, hey, this is wrong, I'm not supposed to do this, then that kind of gets you back. When they say train up a child when he's young and when he's up. So there was always a fallback on the foundation, which is Christ. So even nikipotea aje, it's just me, Lord. Guess what? I messed up again. But thank God, yesi kama binadamu.
Indeed.
Angekuwa amenitoka mbaya. But we worked together. Even there, and yeah.
So what did you study at the university?
I studied information science. Which my dad did not know. He thought I'm studying IT. But I wanted to do media. The only way I would do media is information science, because information science then had IT, library, and now publishing and media in Moi University. And so I studied that, finished, did all the stuff, came back into the workforce, and now I'm almost graduating from USIU with my master's, which is going to be in communication for development.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So at this point, you had discovered you're going to go into journalism, and this was going to be your career path.
Yes, journalism I knew when I was 7 years old. I told my mama I'm going to be on TV, and I used to read the newspaper to her every day. And she would encourage me and tell me, and my middle name is Wayne. Okay, I have many names, but my middle name is Wayne. So it's Willis Wayne Edwin Opio Otondi Raburu. So I used to I'll be like, Willis Wayne. But then my boss at the time, Peter Opondo, when I said Willis Wayne, Citizen TV, akaniambia kwani wewe ni mzungu? Weka jina yako gani ingine? Nikasema Raburu. Okay, so then he said Raburu. And I did that because even in campus, most people who call me Wayne, I know they're from campus, because I didn't want the relation with my dad being PC and then all favors and all that stuff. I wanted to just come out my own journey. So that's why
individuality that your mom had instilled.
Most people just know me as Wayne. Now Willis Raburu ilikuja kwa sababu ya media. Kwa sababu ya media. Yes.
Okay, that is beautiful.
Yes.
So now your career started in media. How did you get to make your name in media as the Willis Raburu? As I said before, you are truly incomparable.
Thank you.
And you're a trailblazer. You're a guy of firsts. What you have done in media, so many people, it still blows my mind.
Thank you.
So how did you get to that point where like, I am going to be a game changer, and you guys are going to remember my name, the Willis Raburu?
Right. Well, I think for me, when it started, I really, I want to thank people who talk to, because I was asked a lot of questions, but I knew I used to tell people when I was 7, 8, 9, my neighbors, I used to tell them I'm going to be famous. I didn't even know what that means. But I used to tell them I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be on TV.
Wow.
Partly because, again, I was hugely influenced by my dad. My dad, like I said, was really strict, but every time there was news, he would stop the news. He would stop everybody. Shh, your mother to watch news. So I'm like, this dude on this tube. And command baba yangu mwenye naona watu wana salute. I want to be that guy.
Oh my God.
So I always knew. And then when I started getting in the field is when I realized it's hard. Even when I was interning, I had bosses who told me my voice is not good for TV. I'll never make it. I'm not made for media. When I was interning at K24 at the time, then I went back to school, then came out and then joined Citizen. And even there I was an intern and they were like, interns can't do 9 o'clock stories, can't do 1 o'clock stories. Interns are not supposed to be seen on TV. They can't do a piece to camera. You can't appear. You can't sign off with your name and all that stuff. And you're right. I broke all those. I did all of that. Mimi finally sema si was wanitoe. But jina yangu itakuwa imeshaenda kwa TV. So, and I was lucky. And one of the things that my boss Farida Karane used to teach me is I work with people. So I would talk to the camera people and say, can you record? Even if it won't go to news, let's just record it. Lakini wakisha record, naenda na work. Simi ndo na edit. Naenda naambia edit hapo, kata hapo tuweke. Rusha hiyo kitu hewani. So the boss will be like, who's this? What? And one time I even did a story for 9 p.m. prime because I used to do stories and pass it off. It used to hurt because you got the whole day umetafuta story. Then you're told, patia fulani. Afanya. Ama you write the story, then somebody else in a voice.
Exactly.
So I said I didn't want to do that. And so when I used to ask people, because back then my big dream was to be a news anchor. So when I asked anchor friends of mine, Johnson Mwakazi, Johnson said, you know, bro, in the name of the Lord. Hello, Mwakazi or something. Mwakazi, every time I would tell him something, don't dare Mwakazi. If you tell Mwakazi, bro, I'm going through this, pray for me. He won't wait till tomorrow. There in the middle of anywhere. Let's believe and pray, bro. Father, we come to you in the name of the glorious name of Jesus. Anytime. And I remember, so the influences in my life in media, one was Jeff Koinange when I was at K24 and they told me I couldn't make it. And I always tell this story how we ended up after this person actually told me, and Jeff used to sit right next to him. And he told me, like, I went to this guy for about 2 weeks back to back, shutting me down every day, till he finally told me I'll never be on TV. And Jeff used to do Capital Talk back then.
Yes, sir.
And then one day I was really having a bad day. And I was going down the elevator and the elevator opened and there was Jeff. And he said, listen, bro, I know what that man said right there, but don't give up. One day, everybody will know your name. I said, Jeff.
Oh my God. You have gotten your Jeff Koinange voice down to the teeth. Yo.
Yeah, man, Jeff Koinange.
Ooh,
oh my. So he said that to me, Hussein, when I asked Hussein Mohammed, like, I like how you anchor. I want to be an anchor. He said, don't try to be like me. Do you like what I do? Yes. He said, I'm good at what I do because I am me. I don't try to be anybody else. And those are the things that let me be. And everything I would do it just the way just me. You know, I got into the news when people were singing. Nasema nani hapa walifika wakaenda wakafanya wakakuwa walikuwa wakaenda halafu. I'm like, dude, you don't talk like that. You go say, basi nipatie maji ninywe kwa sababu nimefika nyumbani. Haikwangi hivyo. So ongea tu vizuri baba. So for me, I tried to make it as conversational because I was like, I'm telling a story. And that's how I used to voice my stories. I voice my stories today if I get the opportunity. So that's how I just decided to be myself. And then also I realized again that while I want to be an anchor, and that's great, at that time at Citizen, when I looked around, I was like, all these people are stars in their own life, and they seem to really enjoy what they do, and they, it's really serious and stuff like that. But I'm not made exactly for this. So when the opportunity came to do now an entertainment show, for me it was easy because even in campus I used to have a show called Wayne Live. I used to charge people 30 bob.
Oh my God.
Walikuwa na jaza pale, ilikuwa inaitwa LT3, watu wa Moi University walikuwa na jaza hapo LT. And people would come and I would do it was like a Churchill type thing. So I used to do comedy. I had an alter ego called Penina. I was like, mimi nilianza madia kitambo sana.
Oh my gosh. Tell Perry who?
Yeah, man.
Tell Perry Studios.
Ndio hiyo. Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
So I used to do that. So when I got the chance to do entertainment, I'm like, this is right up my alley. This is exactly what I want to do. And when we came up with 10 over 10, myself, Joey, and Alex, that's exactly what it was. We just were having fun. Now, the that I held the mic that first rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first guests were Christophe, and we had matatus because we had kudandia tu kama matri at the time. Then we had Esther Kode, Madam Boss, Gasilenda Kamoja Sema Kiyokode. As well, that day I remember I felt so alive. And I was like, there's no way I'm doing anything else now.
Wow.
I was still do news, I was still do reporting, just that versatility, also to show people that it can be done. There's no one way to do this thing. And I think that's how come then I was able to cut across the audiences, because then there are people who watch me in news, and who enjoy entertainment. So it was like a nice, then there are people who enjoy reporting, and people who enjoy me the way I present news. And yeah, that was it. I think that's how I became. I was just me. Which is the short answer to your question.
Individuality.
Yes, individuality.
So now we have grown. We've gone from living in Kisumu.
Yes,
we're now in Nairobi. We're adulting now. So at this point, you decide you want to settle down.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. At what point did it hit you? Wow, it's now time. How do you even know it's now time?
If I'm being totally honest, the first time was just pressure. Not that I didn't love the girl, but it was a lot of pressure at that point, because again, like you said, it's one of the first. Dating in a newsroom setup is also a lot of pressure. People again, hao ni wanahabari, so watakuwa kwa business yako. And shout out to Lulu and Rashid, my homies, but they have been able to transcend, and they work amazing. And you can almost, and I like them because it's the same thing. They are individuals in their own right. Then they're a powerhouse together. They say the Neo song, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. So that is classic Rashid and Lulu. Willis. Yeah, that's great. So for me, the first time was pressure, and that didn't work. Then I got married. That didn't work. And I laugh about it now, but all those moments is moments of you giving a piece of your heart, and the other person giving their heart. And nobody ever, Burale said it, nobody ever gets into a marriage wanting to leave. So it is, it's a painful process. And child loss also another incredibly painful process and thing to go through, that you never really get, I think you can say you can wean off of it, but you never get over it. Yeah, you'll think about it every day, moments, they just keep coming. Like for me, because like for my daughter, I was in the room, in the cold room with her or at the morgue. Till today, like sometimes when I'm passing through supermarkets next to the fridges and that cold hits me, like I flinch, it's, or I hear a song I used to hear, it gets in there. So even as I was trying to settle down, for me, I was a big Mr. Loverman. I love love. Even today, I still love love. I believe love is a beautiful thing. But I've had to go through the process, also go through therapy, just to understand that some of these things is just, as we say, lifing. However, acknowledging the role that you had in it not working. So the first time I told you, yes, it was pressure. I had also my issues, with that. So I'm trying to make sure that everything now goes good. To the best of my ability.
Indeed. What would you say is the most difficult part as a dad going through that experience of child loss?
I would say the first thing is that naturally, and by just the way we've been brought up, socialized, people will mostly start talking to the mom and telling you, be there for the mom, be strong for the mom, and all that stuff. And there is a right to do that because, they felt the kicks, they have the scars, the milk is coming out and there's no baby, all that stuff. But then also remember that the dad was there emotionally from the first time you said you're pregnant. And for me, I did the visits, we did everything. I was there. And you could feel the kicks and, talk to the baby every night and you have hope. you are told in church you got to start speaking to the baby while they are there.
Yeah, they're there.
So then every time I would talk to my daughter and say, Adana, it's your dad, boom, she would kick. So you see, for me, it was, the whole thing. And you start, as a dad, men, we like to think deep into the future. And so in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm going to spoil this girl and she's going to do this, and I'm already going to make life difficult for the boyfriend, and she's going to go to school and fast dance at the wedding. So your mind has gone 20 years.
20 years ahead.
Umepanga, like you're already thinking, what am I going to do in terms of school fees? Where's she going to go? Do I want her to grow up in Kenya? Will that open up her mind? So you've built, and these are things you're thinking future. Every time you see the onesies and stuff. I'm a Manchester United fan. I ordered stuff from my news website, onesies and all that stuff. So like you're building everything, and you don't think that you go, and now I know not to take it for granted, but before you don't really think that something could go wrong. You're going to the visits. This is okay. Heartbeat is there. Nini growing. All that conversation, and you're preparing at home as well. So you've bought things. You bought troughs. You bought bassinets. You bought all these things. So you've set up the room.
Yeah.
So for being present as a dad at that point, and then having to. First of all, I didn't understand, like when I was told there's no heartbeat. Like I've literally just gone to a doctor who's told me there's a heartbeat. So and then to meet I will meet at the delivery room. Then I come and now I've just finished signing in. And I'm like, it's like almost an outer body experience. It's like, this must be some joke. I'm dreaming. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake up. Let's just run through the motions. I'll be awake. But it doesn't. It sticks there. You sit there. You go through it. She has to then push. And I held my baby, called her many times. She didn't answer me back. She didn't cough. There was no miracle as I was hoping for. Because the pastors came and everything, and so now you're hoping that like this is now going to be and the fact that it was on the 31st of December, so you're like, this is going to be a powerful New Year's testimony. But none of that happened. So for me, as a dad, I think first I thought felt like I was robbed of that opportunity. And I was asking myself, so am I still a dad or not? And even just look, and the baby looked exactly like me. Like, I look at the picture still today, like 100%. Like there was we always have a joke about the Raburu nose. And she had the Raburu nose. It was right there. And that moment, it makes you, I'm even like, I don't even know how I'm able to talk about it now. I guess it's just time, but it takes you back to just how life can, first of all, flip. I mean, we went from happy in the morning to by the time it was evening, it was like such a darkness. And at that point, actually, I remember that time telling God, okay, I guess you win. Yeah. You wanted us not to have a relationship. I guess now you win. So from now on, don't talk to me. Because I did everything right. I prayed, I fasted, I spoke over the baby, I laid my hands on the baby, I took care of this lady, everything. But this is what you have decided to do. So I don't think there's a God who can love you and do this to you. So peace and love. Bye.
It's been real.
Yeah. And it was dark because again, every message I got, most of them, apart from I think a few, and I remember specifically Daddy Mato, and DJ Crowbar. Those ones are the very few messages that actually said, and you, how are you? Are you okay? Please take care of yourself as well. And we are here for you in case you need us. But most of the others, and again, the way you're socialized, and that's just what they knew at that point. Able be strong for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, be strong for her. So for me, that's the point where I'm like, okay, I will, and I tried to be. But you realize quickly that you also have to know when you're two individuals how each individual grieves. Because there is the griever who wants to be. I want you to be held, sit here. We don't have to say anything. Let's just sit here and go through our pain. Then there is the person who goes out.
Yeah.
I want to go, drive, drink, whatever. I want to drown the misery away, or just even just for a drive to clear. Like I don't want to be in this close space. And then also time. It was such a, I don't know, that was one of the most difficult points in my life, honestly. If it wasn't for therapy and the same God I was running away from, and my friends, I don't think I would have made it. That would have actually been the end for me, because I did have suicidal thoughts at that point. So for me, that would have been it. And there would have been no baby XP, no. That would, I mean, I was, and I was living on the 9th floor where I was at after I moved. So I'm like, okay. And that's when I realized the most important things in life. Because at that point, it didn't matter who I was. It didn't matter my job. I just wanted my daughter, Mimi. I just want to see my daughter. I've lost my daughter. I've lost my marriage now. It's on the rocks. I'm in this place. I'm alone. I'm starting from scratch. I just have a TV and some cardboard, and I'm having to, I've been living with somebody for 365 times 3, and now I'm alone. So I was like, well, there's, I guess, kumaliza hii kitu ni I can, hii kitu the movie can end right here, right now, and I don't have to go through anything.
What would you say people don't understand about child loss? They think they do, but until they experience it themselves, they can't really understand.
1, the pain never goes away. 2, having another baby doesn't mean it takes away the loss of the other one.
Because people always say that have another baby, it will replace the other one, or the pain will go away.
It doesn't. And I mean, you can ask anybody who's gone through it. It doesn't. And I was encouraged really by a media personality. I haven't asked her if I can share the story, but she told me her story of child loss. And by the time she was telling me her story, it had been 7 years. And she told me she still cries at the anniversary of the death of her boy. So for me, that also encouraged me. And so it's like, people don't understand it at all. And they don't understand how dark and empty you feel. I don't think people understand that. It is an emptiness and helplessness, especially, I guess, because men like solutions and
things.
Even just seeing your partner going through it,
and you can't take the pain.
There's nothing really, apart from sitting there and holding a hand and trying to talk her through it, and sometimes words are not enough. Then her body is going through some things as well. Like there's milk, there's no baby. There's pain, blood, etc. So constant, there's scars, constant reminder. So for you, it just, it's just, I mean, anybody who's experienced it, that is, it's definitely a significant point in their life. And it's a make or break, because it can completely change you from who you are to somebody totally different if you're not careful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So looking back, how do you think, especially as a man, how would you want to be helped through that time?
Well, I think most importantly is I always like people to tell me to know and to see me. Yeah, just to understand that I'm also going through it. And while, yes, I will be strong for my partner, and the other side, the partner has to be strong for me. But just to understand that this guy is also going through something. He had hopes, dreams, aspirations that are no longer there. He had feelings that also need to be taken care of. He has emotions that need to be tended to. Therapy is great. Community is better, even post-therapy, because you'd sit already home.
Hey.
Yeah. So before you wait for the next section, especially if it's once a week or twice a week, there's the in-between. So in between there, you need community. You need people who I can be vulnerable. I can tell you this how really I can just come and sit there and cry, and then we watch a movie and everything is okay. Or I can come and pour my heart to you. You don't have to have the solutions, but you're giving me the space to do that. So those are the things that I think if people would just allow men to grieve and to see them, not as, especially if you're a partner, like I need you to be strong for me or for us, but to check in with them, like how are you doing? How are you feeling today? Like for real, not the macho answers. Like for real. See ile mtu anakuza uko poa? Hai niko poa. You're doing good. You're good. Hai niko sawa. But are you? Are you really doing good? Yeah. So if people would give men, actually the one would be to extend men that grace and allow men to go through their point, because each man is different. Again, based on upbringing, based on whatnot. But each man feels pain. That one is the common. Whether you grew up with the strictest parent, you still feel pain.
You still feel pain. Wow. So, what would you tell to a father who is currently going through the same thing?
First, I'd say, sorry. Yeah, sorry for your loss. So I look into this camera, I guess. So yes, I would say this. If you're a dad who's going through child loss or going through it, whether it happened today, last week, last year, last month, I would say to you, first of all, I'm really sorry for your loss. Number two, I'd say it is important for you to go through this pain that you're going through because it is valid. It is important for you to understand that it might not go away tomorrow. It might not go away ever, but day by day, taking that step will be easier. It is also important to understand that your child is with you. That memory will never go. Whether you lost them at birth, maybe you lost them after 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, they're always going to be with you. And they love you. And as somebody who's going through it, I like to encourage you that it gets better day by day. I didn't say easy. I didn't say it gets easier. I just said it gets better. We just learn to live around it. I do encourage you to get some help. Talk to your friends. Talk to your spiritual leader. I also understand that as you're doing that, most importantly, get some therapy. If you can afford it. If you can't, there's some people who offer therapy for free. Reach out to them as well. And always remember this: prayer is a weapon, therapy is a strategy. So get some help and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and keep talking about it, and you will be okay. Just understand that. And I'm rooting for you. Tuko kwa hii kitu pamoja, mimi na wewe. So don't give up. Yeah.
Okay, that was beautiful. So now, how has your healing journey been so far?
My healing journey is going on well. I'm blessed to have a partner who also understands my healing journey, which is one of the things I told her. That unajua umenipata kama niko scrap metal. I'm going through a divorce, I'm healing from that. I'm going through child loss, I'm healing from that. So these things will still come up in terms of feelings. So my healing journey now, I mean, I'm pushing through. I still have my moments. I still have days I cry. It attacks you up just out of the blue. It comes bila announcement. It doesn't announce that kesho tunakuja. You just wake up one day and you just miss your daughter. Or a song plays, you get triggered. Like I'm saying, the supermarket, the fridge, cold, what you're wearing, a cologne somebody is wearing that day, the clothes that you're wearing that day. Pass by, like for me, it was a Nairobi hospital. So passing by the hospital, it was scary for me because that's where I had my second born now. So it was quite a process for me to go back there.
My God.
Yeah. So it's every time I go, I don't think there's any day I walk into Nairobi hospital, whether visiting a friend, passing by, that I don't think about it. Every time I go through there, no matter who I'm with, it crosses my mind.
Gosh.
Yeah, so it's I guess you just take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Some days are good, some days are bad, but the important thing is to embrace those days. Even the days that are down, you embrace them, and you say that today this is how I'm feeling, and that's how I think you honor their memory as well. Like today, if I'm missing them today, what I do know I'm missing you, Leo.
Yeah.
Let me just get my tissues, listen to music, cry, and then I'll be okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's now talk about your partner now. You've moved on. So was it a difficult transition to go into?
Definitely. It was a difficult transition because also trying not to, the only thing was that it was during COVID. So it was slightly different for me because it was easier to be private towards the end. So I think and during COVID, remember the time, that was really a time of, if we are being honest, it was a time of self-reflection.
Yes.
Both as like, hey, na job ingeisha leo ningekuwa wapi? Have I been saving? Have I been doing this? And then also, haya, kumbe naishingi na watu. Huyu mtu anakuwa crazy hivi. Hey, this is what happens. You are locked down with these people. Sherehe anyhow. Good times, bad times anyhow. And most of the times, like, because we are at work sometimes so much, you don't even see each other. Now you're working from home. You're now probably even having to understand this person's work now. So that's what you normally do, or that's what it means. So that's kumbe this crazy boss anakuwa crazy hivi juu sasa leo amekupigia kelele nikisikia. So yeah, that was a interesting transition for me. But I think what helped me through that time was that I was really honest about where I am. And she was honest about where she is. And she had been my friend even before. So she was showing up for me more as a friend. And even the times when now we were trying to take it to the next level, she was like, yeah, I don't know. You just still go and try others. Mingle. I don't know if you really want out of this. And then kwanza jaribu. We kuwa free huko, achana na mimi. So for me, and also that I say, just being honest and saying I'm still going through this thing. So if it comes up and I'll have my days, it might be hard for you to understand, but it's gonna happen. So be prepared. So, but the transition after, I think after we understood each other, had a lot of hard conversations. It then became easier to move. Yeah. And
how has the journey been so far?
Oh, it's been great. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh.
It's really good. I think it's just a place where we are open, we believe in each other, we help each other. Even in parenting, she teaches me a lot because she's one person who, if she wants to research about teething, she goes deep dive and then comes back with the synthesized information. If it's about gentle parenting, she'll go deep into that and then come out with what that means, and being intentional and reminding me always that you need to be intentional with these kids. You need to be there with them. And I am. I mean, for me, since I grew up with my nephews and stuff like that, helping them, changing them, for me, the first 2 weeks of my second born son, Mali, I changed his diaper from day one to into 2 to 3 weeks. Wow. I think until the whatever fell off. Yeah. So we were in there, and she allowed me to be there, and also she was hidden because she did a CS. Partly because also she didn't want to take me through the trauma of what I had been through before. So it was an elective CS, and so I'd say I'm honored to have her to be the mother of my children. She is an absolute, let's say, gem. Yes, she's amazing to me and to the kids. Yeah.
Okay, so in 3 words.
Yes.
Describe fatherhood.
Oh my God. Fatherhood, number one, is is a beautiful thing. So beautiful. Number two, I would say deliberate. And then number three, I'd say crazy. Because them kids sometimes they get crazy. Yeah, so beautiful, deliberate, and crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you spoke about your dad being strict.
Yes.
How has his parenting influenced your parenting?
Yo, man, I've first of all, it's given me like I've realized I'm my father's child. And then now how I need to change. Because his was a strictness without, it was even questions were rhetoric. Like, how are you feeling? See, nataka jibu. It's just, I'm just asked because
oh my God.
it looks like a good thing to say. But now for me, I'm having to really, even with my kids as young as that, to ask them. And it's amazing the response to that.
Oh.
Because even just a recent case was my son, he's studying 3. And every time I take him to school, he's happy to go to school. But recently when I was taking him, he started crying. He was crying, he's crying. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, because I know the school is okay. I know that the teachers are good. And even after when I'm talking to the teachers, I'm like, no, he's okay now. So one of the things that we encourage is to try to talk to them to find out what's going on, even at that age. So and for my son, he's very expressive. He's like his mama. His mama can't go down without saying, "Hi,
I'm going down in 1, 2."
Yeah. So I actually, after we played the stuff, I told him, Ali, how come when I take you to school these days you cry? Then he's like, oh, I normally feel like I just want to sleep and take my sister to class because he escorts his sister to class. So I'm like, yeah, but then I'm coming back for you. So why do you cry? And I'm going to come back. And you always say you want me. You're like, no, I don't know. Okay. So I told him, can you try tomorrow not to cry? So he said, okay. So now I take him to school. He takes his sister to class as normal, comes back, and then he tells me, so I'm going to hug him because I always hug him and kiss him. And that's when the problems normally start.
Yeah.
So when I was going to hug him, the same says, Daddy, don't hug me. If you hug me, I'll feel like going home. So I'm like, but I want to hug you because I'm your guy, So he just told me bye, then did mwah. And then I'm like, okay, bye. And he went to imagine, and I spoke to him. And even when he does mistakes, sometimes you take him aside and tell him, hey, this is not a good thing to do. And he'll be like, okay. And then sometimes you think he's forgotten, but then other times you hear if his sister is doing the same thing, he corrects her. So you see, for me, some of these things are more practical to me now. And I'm having I don't think we were given that chance, even at that early age, to do all these things. And I mean, even if mimi nilichapwa bwana. Nilichapwa hadi I was like, tachapwa anyway, wacha nifanye tu makosa niende au michapo iishe. So you see, that doesn't help. So sometimes unachapa msee and like, si itaisha. So for them to know why, do I lose it sometimes? Of course I do. But I always we try, Ivy and I, to reel each other in. So it's having to just relook at parenting now, and then especially now because they're really exposed and they also meet other people in school and even just in the neighborhood, and they talk. Like for a long time, I used to wonder why our neighbor's kid was so scared of me. Kumbe, my son went telling people about how my daddy is big and strong. So every time I would show up, everybody would run away. Kumbe, ni yeye amekuwa akieneza injili. So you see, it's important to do that. Now they live in their own ecosystem, and they're different. And then again, they're different. Like, he's different, his sister is different. So it's important to understand that they live differently, and we're in different times, and they're exposed to different things. And also just to see how to balance even screen time. Because they pick up things, man. Like there's a day he threw a cuss word out there. I was like, whoa, I guess I need to watch what I say. So.
Wow. What has been the most rewarding aspect of fatherhood for you?
Wow. I think it's just that, and then we used to wonder why there are times, and if you realize throughout your life, once or twice you've caught your parents just looking at you.
Yes.
Wanakuangalia tu like, they're not saying anything, wanakuangalia tu. And I catch myself doing that because I'm like, yani, first of all, I'm like, this dude, who ni wangu? Like these people, these guys, they actually have my DNA in them, and these are my people. Like, these are my guys. So for me, it's that there are people walking
On this planet. Seriously.
Who are like, I think I've done shows, made news articles, made headlines, but hakuna kitu nimetengeneza mzuri kama hawa wananchi. Hawa wawili. They wow me every time. And I'm the type of people who, like, sometimes I travel, and when I'm booking, I'm telling you, I'll be out there for, like, when I went for the World Cup. I remember with my friend, I was like, let's do 5 days. Let's go check out the games. It's going to be, what is it, man? Day 3. I was like, this is my babies. I don't want to see no Ronaldo. I just want to go home. I want to see my babies. It's been 3 days. And I want to do apa too. But you hi. And then, sometimes also they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, hi, daddy. Okay, bye. I'm watching. I'm like, but wait.
I'm watching Cocomelon.
Yes. So it's been really rewarding to just see them grow, evolve from black poop to pooping like an adult, to talking, to expressing themselves, to even telling you no, to telling you, daddy, learn to listen.
The audacity.
The audacity. Yeah. So it's been rewarding to just watch them grow. Yeah. And I always tell Ivy that, with these people, we are teaching them to be independent thinkers and to speak their mind. But that has a reverse effect.
Yes.
So watakucheck. Yep. So saizi ni sawa, let's give them everything. But ujue kuna siku moja tutaambiwa, nyinyi pia kaeni hapo chini.
Independent thinking in my household.
Yes. Kaa chini sasa tu.
Yeah.
Tukuambie vile iko.
Are you ready for that day?
I don't know, man. Kama saizi nachekiwa saa zingine.
But daddy learn to listen.
Learn to listen.
Oh my God.
But do you want to be a good dad? Then learn to listen. Yeah.
So you believe in gentle parenting?
Yes, I believe in gentle parenting because I'm seeing it work. And we used to have this talk even with we have an amazing house manager, Vero. And we used to be like, how come she gets them to do things na hajawai wachapa? And for us, but to be honest, lakini watoto pia wako na PR mingi. Wakiwa na watu wengine wako tu sawa. Yes. Lakini wakiwa na wazazi, yes. It's crazy. So I think I do. And it's working. Sometimes do we revert to the old in us? Man, inaka mingi saa zingine. It's just unapata tu kausha. But it is, I do. I believe in it because also just the way the world is set up now. To always make them not want to perform for other people. I think their happiness is, for other people to tell, like, ukinikosea mimi naenda. So like they have no business. And my partner Ivy says this all the time. A baby has no business making you happy. So uwezi kuja waanza kusema ati usipofanya hivi I won't be happy. They have no business. They're thinking about poop, food, and playtime.
Sleep.
That's their thing, and sleep. Yeah. So what are you giving them the pressure of making you happy? Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So fatherhood can be challenging.
Yes.
What have been some of the biggest challenges you faced, and how did you overcome them?
I think some of the challenges I faced, one was just letting go. If I was given a chance today, I'd be in class with my kids. Even just leaving them in school to strangers. Yeah. That was hard.
So that first day is as hard for parents as it is for children.
Let me tell you something. Wana, it was so hard. Especially because my son was kind of okay. My daughter, was crying through and through and through. And leaving them, and sometimes both of them would cry. So leaving them, saying, "Daddy," and with this and tears. I went, "Why you gonna leave me, sir? We've been together. It's been you and me. What's going on, sir?" Yes, for me, it was like I would leave there feeling bad, then feeling worried. Are they gonna eat? What if they don't do this? Are they gonna get care? Are they? Is it gonna be okay? Atakuwa amenikasirikia. What? Oh. That first 2 weeks was hard for me, man. Literally, I think I would really I planned all my meetings around work. Just so that in case I'm needed, I just dash out. To me, to happy office. I go to a restaurant, anything that gets me away from the area of their school. I was like, I want to be on this road in case I'm called. And I used to check in. Are they okay? Are they okay? So it was hard. It was hard for me to leave them. Sometimes it's hard now. Even like when I told you my son started crying, I was like, hey. There's a day he did that, and I went back and I cancelled all my meetings. I'm like, let me just go back and pick him because he's waiting for me. And Ivy makes fun of me all the time. Mimi lazima niko hapo on time. It's like if I'm there at a minute or 2 minutes later, I feel like these guys. I think it's also because for me, I used to really wait for my parents and somebody to come and pick me up. So I don't want them to go through that. Wow. So it's been challenging to let them go, to let them be with people. And trusting people. That witumafundisha watafanya or that they'll be safe. So that's one. And for me, the other hard thing has just been also not really hard, but challenging is that what I'm telling you, like, you see, if they challenge you back, you're building them to be able to go, be independent, speak your mind, stuff like that. So when they throw a question at you, like, or like when you get mad at them and then they wonder, is it because you don't love me? Because they don't understand, like, what's going on. So you have to sit down and explain to them.
Oh, no. They ask you that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, me and my son challenges me a lot. And my daughter also. And just also another thing is the balance, because you can't have a favorite.
Can you really not have a favorite?
It is possible.
Sure.
It's possible. I guess for me, what I'm learning is that it's a balance. Because as much as my son, I love him, man. That's my boy. That's my dude.
He's going to be a Manu fan.
He is not going to be. What do you mean going to be?
You inducted him
until he becomes
Manu.
18.
And then he can explore.
Then sasa achukue timu nyingine. But for 18 years of his life,
oh my God.
More still like a kickball hivi. Mimi na retire. Ava kofia na kuwa manager.
Oh God. That's how I was inducted. I was inducted into
Arsenal. Arsenal.
Then when I started thinking with my own
sasa,
faculties.
Forgive me. You were inducted to Arsenal. Then you started thinking you went to Liverpool. So unajua the phrase out of the frying pan into the fire comes to mind.
No, that's not true. Because Arsenal surely. Surely Arsenal has only been doing great.
Arsenal ilishinda Liverpool last nini hapa tu.
But ni tu hapa juzi juu ya Arteta. It's not as if they were giving anything.
Kweli Arsenal yenyewe.
Exactly.
Like one of the posts read was Arsenal, they've never won a title. Windows ilikuja ikatengenezwa, email ilikuja, Twitter. So they've never sent an email, they've never tweeted, hawajawahi weka Facebook post kusema we are champions. Never. Hawajawahi fanya kitu kama hiyo. Champions of the Premier League. Hawajawahi fanya kitu kama hiyo. So anyway.
Wow. Imagine Arsenal hamwambii vizuri. No. Hamwambii vizuri, sorry.
I digress.
Sending my love.
Atetians. Yeah, so that's those are the two challenging things for me. The balance.
The balance.
And then to realize that one day hata huyu mtu anakuambia daddy wewe hujui. Mimi ndo najua. I'm like,
mimi ndio Bazoo.
Where? You know my son calls himself Bazoo Jr. You ask him his name, he says Willis. He says his name. And then he says, are you baby Bazoo? He says, yes, baby Bazoo.
Yes, sir. Boy. I know that's right.
Better put some respect on that name. Hello.
You should delete trademark Bazoo.
It is trademark.
Hey.
Yes, in fact, wacha niwachie hapo. Kesi inaendelea.
Yeah. Gosh.
Iko trademark mbaya sana. Kuna watu wacha tuachie hapo. The case is ongoing.
All right. Tupatane koti Monday.
Yes.
Okay, so how has being a father influenced your career decisions and priorities?
It has, because sometimes now when I want to take gigs, do places, go to places, and I mean, kitambo, you tell me, Willis, kuna opportunity hapa America, kuja, I'll be like, let's go.
New York.
Yeah, so now I have to think about, okay, if I go, is it safe? How will they adapt? etc. This next job I'm taking, based on their needs, is it going to be enough or sufficient? When I want to quit, because I've quit a couple of times, I've had to think about if they'll be okay. So it influences a lot of your decisions, but then again, you also want to not let it influence as much, because then you want, for example, you can't stay in a toxic environment just because. You want them to know that daddy left this place and he was able to move because he was standing up for himself and he was betting on himself. And here's the outcome. Look, we made it. Suffered a little bit, but we made it now. So even you have a choice. Yeah. So it's a balance between, do I want my kids to know me for this, and to understand that if their dad went through this, they can also go through it and succeed. Because life, the ebb and flow, things could happen. Yeah. So yeah, it has.
What are some of the traditions or values that you still try to instill in your children? Things that people would call old school, but you're like, this one we must follow.
Well, we are trying now to have them pray before bedtime, because that's how we grew up. Just have to give them an understanding that there is a God. So we try to inculcate that, which is old school. We try to have them in bed early.
What time is early?
Well, they can extend kidogo, but 8:30 generally. Yeah. At least before news. Saa tatu kifika sasa, tukiona hiyo logo ya hiyo station, tunaanza kusema kaati mkakaa sana, utaona hii habari na haiwahusu. So we try to do that. And other traditions, of course, is the one for Sunday, lazima watakuwa out. We try to do that as well. So but mostly those are the ones that we try to do, and also try to have a meal at least together. Wow,
that's major, especially in this time.
Yeah, we really try. I mean, it's and the keyword is try. TV ndio, lakini most of the times, like I remember some finals of games, I watched them on my phone.
Na TV iko hapo.
TV iko hapo, lakini sasa wameweka.
Oh gosh, Cocomelon TV.
Wameweka sasa, no, so let me plug people on the new ones. So jana Cocomelon wacha sitasema, but anyway, there are better ones. There's Blippi, there's Danigo, there's Gracie's Corner.
I have heard Gracie's Corner is one hip hop.
Yes, they do beats. That is, and I like that because they show the actual black people. On there, and you want people to see themselves. And then Danigo is also really great because of he's very interactive and he gets them to do different things. And then Blippi, of course, there are different Blippies. Blippi mingi. Na pia kuna Pink Frog. There's Diana and Roma, which is a Russian, but now the Russian teens who now they're really grown up, but they started way before. And like you can tell their journey from when they're in the little house and now they're big, they roll in these cars and limos. And so those are the ones, people. Dan and Roma, Danigo, Blippi, Gracie's Corner. And most of these also have been discovered by, I told you, Ivy digs deep into, and she's very important, and she's very intentional about what the kids watch, which is important. So those are the ones that I would plug people on.
That's a real plug. Please, Cocomelon.
Now, more limit screen time. Wacha watoto pia wacheze waende nje. I know it's sometimes easy just to press na wakae hapo. But it works different for them. I mean, those ones have really helped our kids to learn shapes, colors, etc. They sing the songs, they sing along. Our kids love music. But we also try to limit the screen time so that they also get waende nje wacheze na wenzao. You know, they also realize sometimes you can switch off the TV and color and read a book.
Indeed.
And stuff like that.
Absolutely. So how do you balance your professional life, especially as a celebrity figure, with your responsibilities as a father?
I don't know if For me, once I get home, you're celebrity, you're story yako.
Cool.
I don't even think there's a need to. Definitely, you're no me work a candle. It only comes into play when I'm thinking of where probably to take them when you're going out.
When you're going out.
But I like, so far, people have been good to me in terms of when they see me with the kids, they don't come and haggle me to pick a selfie, trying to have my kid be on the picture. So that one at least has been good. And then also I try not to, just know that even them, they have their own lives. So I try not to make them content per se, but just to be authentic about the journey I'm having as a father, and same thing to Ivy. She's authentic about the journey she's having as a mom. So that's what we try to do.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to new fathers who are about to embark on this journey?
Number one, plan. You know, one of the, I will never forget one thing I was told, that when the lady announces to you that she's pregnant and you decide to keep it, you got 9 months, bruh. So there should be no excuse by month 9 ati hatuna pesa ya nini. I know times are hard, but if you save hata kama ni, if you save hata kama ni 2K, 10K, or you start planning and applying for things now instead of at that time, even if you need to get a loan, soft loan, you just tell somebody, yo, can I get this thing and I can pay you in installments? Like, just whatever you need to do, you have 9 months to do it. I would then also advise them to be there, try to go for those clinics, try to understand what they're going through, research. Me need download baby center to understand what's going on in the stomach, what she's going through, what to expect. Oh, baby sasa ni pea size, mango, avocado, nini, mogu, nini, you know.
Zygote.
Yes, and all that. And also go there and be there. You can't help all the time, but you know, you can rub a back here and there, you can bring medicine, you can buy the pillows, you can put hot water bottle, and just try to be there through the process, because you know, mulimtengeneza. And I always believe, like, especially if you have agreed, you know, there is one where maybe you are not on the same page about having the baby. Maybe it was an oops. And so it becomes hard to be there. But ile yenye mmekaa chini mmepanga. Kama mimi na Mama Mali tulisema sasa we better get it on. So it was no accident though. We planned the thing.
Intentional.
Yeah, intentional. You are busy building the house of the Lord. So
going out.
Go ye
and
be fruitful. So just be there, be present as much as you can. And if you can't, find out in her circle who is her friend who can always go with her, or her family who can always go there. Like, make sure there is somebody around even if you're not there.
That's a nice alternative.
Yeah. If you know you can't make it, find out who is a close friend. Ask, you know, build that rapport. Family member can go. Yeah, but if you can't, there's no reason why you should be there. Go stand there, listen to everything, shop. I know it's nini, but shop. Jua basi net nini, baby coat nini.
Enda kwa website ya Manu.
Enda kwa Manu, buy the onesies. Yeah. Just go and make sure you know everything about this process. And start in advance, because if you can't change a diaper, learn how to change diapers. Look, there's a how-tos, the YouTube wezi maliza. And utafute how-tos, how to change diaper, how to do this, what to expect, that black poop, how to care for the belly button before it drops. Like, be there as much as you can. How to care for your wife those first 3 days, because they don't tell you that. Those first 3 days after she's given birth, they don't tell you. You guys to be there. So yeah, just try as much as you can to research and be there.
What do you think is the most important quality for a father to have?
Most important quality. Presence, if that would be one. Be there, because if you're there, even if you don't know, you can learn.
True.
Even if you just be there, show up.
I mean, if they're already telling you to listen,
listen.
Then you pick, let me listen more.
Exactly. So just be there. The best gift you can give to your kids is your presence.
Wow. In your opinion, how can fathers better support their partners when parenting?
I think first, know that you're a team. I know there's a tendency to play good cop, bad cop,
Yeah.
and you have to be the affection because, I mean, sometimes
And fathers always play the good cop.
yeah, because sasa unaona huyu amekaa nawe hapo amenyonya, wewe uko na kila kitu, uko na everything, uko in one. You can whip it out, anyonya and you're good. Sisi sasa tuko we.
Have to pick resources.
Yes.
Resources.
Yeah. So for me, I think just know that you're a team, first of all. So make sure you understand and talk about these things. Talk about how you want to parent, what your styles are going to be, what you want for the kid. And then also like be on the same page. Yeah, talk about some this is wrong. Usikuja kusema no, mami anakuonea tu, wewe fanya hivi, no. Be on the same page in terms of parenting. Then be there for her in terms of let the way release kidogo, you know, like find out what your partner does. Like for example, I am a morning person, Ivy is not. So most mornings I take the kids. Tunaenda tunamwacha yeye atulie alale. Because she's not a morning person. So find out what it is that works for you. Be there as much as you can. Be a team. Listen to even the things that are not spoken. Sometimes unaona tu wenyewe watoto wanarasude. Wachukue, you know, and just go and be with them. And also make them understand that hata wewe as a dad, you have a role. Go for walks, take time. If you're doing skin to skin, kana hata wajue daddy anafeel aje, change them, help around, you know, diapers, milk, diapers, feeding, baths, walks, do it all. Just know that you guys are a team. Yeah, because you need to be comfortable with your kid. Akiwachwa na mimi nimekaa na watoto wangu solo.
Because a lot of people are like babysitting. My partner was babysitting when they're talking about the man.
Yeah, but no, your partner was being daddy. Kuna kubabysit hapo. Nilikuwa na watoto wangu. These are my folks. So yeah.
That's beautiful. How do you handle looking back, is there anything you would do differently as a father?
Well, let me see. I've been a father now for 3 years. What would I do differently? I don't think. I guess I'm still learning now, so I'd have to look back a little bit later on. I guess because it's a learning curve, and I've been fortunate enough not to overdo on one side, because also of the help I have with Ivy. Then I think I think by and large, since it's a learning curve, I would just leave it the way it is.
All right. If you could change one thing about how fatherhood is perceived or represented in media, what will it be and why?
The dads are just these harsh guys.
Harsh?
Disciplinarians.
No. Dads are not
that are not there.
Yeah, absent.
Yes, that are absent. I don't like it. I mean, it's happening. It's a reality for some. We can't also deny. But
it's not the only truth.
It's not the only truth. Yeah. I mean, there are people who are present. Anyway, and it's not just me. I mean, sometimes when I'm dropping my kids to school, I'm seeing dads there hugging. I saw a dad the other day who was got there and akatoa kila kitu kwa bag, aka-explainia teacher akasema this is her diaper, this is what she likes eating at this time, this is what use this pseudo cream and not this, do this and that, right? You'll be okay, cool. Full in a full suit, driving a Mercedes Benz. Yeah, he was just doing his thing. So I think this generation, there's a generation of dads now who I think we are learning. And we are to some being the fathers we saw, and then the fathers we didn't have. So both of all those scenarios. So I think society and media should now start talking more positively about it. But it's about men in general. Because some of us are doing what we can.
Wow. I hope you'll be given your flowers.
I am. Thank you very much.
There's a flower here. I'll give
Hallelujah.
it to you. Take a flower now when you're still here.
Yeah, let me take flower. I'm taking flower.
Indeed. Should I give it?
Thank you. Give me the flower.
We're giving men the flowers when they're still here. So I'm giving him. Yay! To present dads.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
How do you incorporate technology and social media into your parenting? Because you had talked about limiting screen time, allowing them to go and play.
Yeah.
So now how do you incorporate social media? Because now this is the world they live in. You also can't remove them from it. So how do you do that?
I guess, yeah, screen time, limiting the time that they're on the screen, and then also just being there as well, watching what they watch.
Oh, wow.
So right now, Mimi, like I told you, the Danny Goes, Danny Go, Bleepy, Gracie's Corner, all of these people. We stopped Cocomelon.
You're in the
But tuko ndani, man, we are dancing, we are singing. Like a centipede, march.
The
March
wheels
like a
on the bus
centipede.
go round.
Yes, hizo ziko huku.
Hey.
Tunaweza. Baby Shark, see Kiss Daniel, the original. So it's also watching what they watch, because again, sometimes when they're on the phone and they do like shorts, YouTube shorts, and they scroll, sometimes they look, you find out like the time you realize that he likes throwing things and whatnot. I'm like, hey, how come? Then you realize that he was watching Boss Baby, and Boss Baby got angry and throws things and what. So so we stopped that and we told him, and so we teach them and all that. So you just make sure you're watching what they watch. And then also be very careful. I used to see one of my sister-in-laws do this, but she was very careful about what they're watching, even violence-wise, words, affection on TV. There's a reason why they put palette 13. 12, PG, general audience. There's a reason why all those things are there. Because they know this will get very impressionable. So I try to balance that. I try to limit screen time. I try it not being a fix. Ati analia so tunamwashia TV. So then you are to hope.
I'll cry or a tantrum.
We try to understand equally ni nini. Are you a nuisance? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Yeah, what do you need? So we try to understand that. And then for technology and social media, we try and, even for them to share kidogo. It's a balance really in that area. We're still learning. So, but in terms of just incorporating it, it's just knowing screen time and watching what they watch.
So those are the same tips you'd also share to a parent?
Yes. Watch what they watch. Make sure you limit screen time. Show them there's more than what's just on the screen. And then also be keen in what their talents are as well. Because, they might want to play piano. They might want to see things. Like my son is Spider-Man. Because anaonanga Spider-Man. So just, tell him, be careful. Just because Spider-Man aruke kutoka kiti afike chini. So,
cheers to you, Peter Parker.
So you guide them.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you handle the pressures and expectations of being a celebrity parent? Though you have mentioned that when you go to your house, once you go back home, you're not a celebrity parent, but then as your fans will place certain expectations on you as a celebrity parent. So how do you handle those pressures?
I think, if I'm being honest, I've never really thought about it that way. I've never really thought I'm a celebrity parent, hence my kids have to be in a certain way. To see, the only times I worry about it is just not showing a lot of them environments where we are, digital footprint sort of thing. So for me, I don't feel pressure that I have to post them every day or not, or use them for clout or whatever. For them, I don't think of them that way at all. And so for me with them, I think it's people who get shocked that, like, I'm dropping my kids to school or we are hanging out and playing at a place. But for me, I'm just being their dad. So
when you're dropping your son or your daughter, your kids,
both of them,
when you're dropping them at school, do other parents come up to you like, oh my gosh, really?
No, you'd be shocked, man. Asubuhi, and Ivy was telling me this the other day. Asubuhi, but we're just getting through, man. We're just getting through this day. Sometimes we don't look all well put together. Tunaingia hapo na manini, stalking. We just get this kid. Here you go. Yours for the next 12. So, at least tumefika. We've been fighting. We've been getting them ready to school and all that stuff. So we're not really, you realize that, unless maybe now the PTAs. But this is a Subi drop and pick up. People are just like, hey, I need to pick them, take them home, even, or drop them, get to work, drop them, get to the gym, drop them. Like, we're not all the way put together. Took on my sandals, my shorts, no makeup. We just, teacher, I did my part today.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not really, yeah. I don't, by the hakuna mtata, they just say, hi, Willis. Yeah. Hakuna ata, oh my God, yo, selfie, kids at school.
Hashtag dropping them off.
Yes, hakuna haijawahi kuwa. Yeah.
That's nice. We have places to be, don't have time.
Hey, tuko majina. Get these people on the road, man. Let's go. Yeah.
So, can you share any fatherhood hacks or shortcuts that can help make parenting a bit easier?
I think what I say, when you look at yourselves as a team, it becomes a bit easier. And I learn a lot. I've learned a lot. I guess for me, like I said, for both my kids, I insisted that I change them. These the first 2-3 weeks, ni mimi tu. In fact, even in the bed, wakiweka basinet hapo karibu na kitanda, I wanted to sleep here because I'm like, nikika hapa, that's the only way. Nikika huku mazima nitalala. But at least akilia hapa nitamchukua, first person. Alafu sasa nikupatia anyonyesha, akimaliza mimi ndo nafanya ana burp, then namlisha, then namrudisha. So that way I get to be part of the team. The other thing is also just to be, one of the things I would say is just create time. Skin to skin, by the way, is very important. People they underestimate that. But that time for skin to skin and that time to bond with the kid, and it's something. It does something to you. And just like for me, you know, nasemanga usizaisha mtoto mkono. Mimi walikuwa nalala hapa, mimi nilikuwa nasema we, mimi ndo time napata na huyu. So I think one of the things would be just be present. And even if, you know, to be honest, if, you know, because for ladies at the end of the day, as much as you're now the mom and there's this baby and it's now been 6-7 months, you know, sasa chale taanza kuangalia like, hey, what's going on, girl? How we gonna get there? Sasa ukitaka kusaidiwa hapo, si hata usaidiane jamani. Si ati have some quid pro quo. You know, just be there, you know, understand that everybody's going through a process. So help out when you can. I would say, talk to your kids. You'd be amazed at what they tell you once they start talking. Be in the process, understand your child. You don't want to be the person who says that, oh, no, don't give him groundnuts, you know he's allergic. You want to be there to know that, hey, yeah, this one is allergic to this, is allergic to this. So be there. As much as I know sometimes your schedules are grueling and whatnot, but try to check in. If you let's say, especially if you travel a lot, then do check-ins. So do FaceTime or WhatsApp video, call in the morning, in the evening, at least check in. And it's okay, but then, you know, it's very okay to excuse yourself. Probably people even respect you more. If you're in the middle, say, guys, I need to take 5. Let me just say hi to my kids. I'm going to be back. Surely, hata kama ni watu wa hiyo multi-million deal, hata hawa kuna watoto. I know. Waache pia kutubeba. Exactly. So you tell them, excuse me. I've had times when I've told guys, hey, hold up. Acha ni check in na watu wangu, then I'll be back. That's dope. Then, because you know the time they sleep, you know the time they wake up, you know all these things. So try to be as present as you can. Use your paternity well. Unajua saa zingine mtu anapatanga paternity ana sasa ni kukule, bwana wewe do you know bwana yaba sana bwana cheers. Na sasa hiyo mama ndo ako nyumbani amengangana hapo hivyo, her back is almost giving away kuswing mtoto. So just use that paternity period. Those 2 weeks you're given, shout out to Zakayo, siongeza hata ifike 4. So hizo 2 weeks, it's not enough, but it gives you like a base. If you can just use that base to be there and be, because those 2 weeks is the black poop phase, the changing, the crying, the colic, all those things. So it's good to be there through that. And that is why when that happens, you realize hata wewe siku moja au unbeknownst to you utakadu nakaa umezubaa tu ukiangalia mtoto wako, because you're like, I remember black poop, and now you're telling me I can't hug you. What's going on, sir?
I need to listen.
Are you right? Wait, tell me, do you want to be a good dad? Like, boy. So just be there.
Wow. Okay. At least now we've learned when parents are looking at you.
Wanashangaa tu.
It's not an awkward thing.
Especially now, like, cause like when now you have, like when when my mom sometimes comes, na I'm complaining about, huyu anafanya hivi, anasema, sijui yo kumbe ametoa wapi? I wonder. Anaweza kuwa ametoa wapi?
I
Then she
really-
tells you are exactly the same. Genes are another thing, man.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so they're like, sasa mtoto wangu ako na mtoto. Watajenga, eh. Yeah.
Are there any things that your children do and you're like, God, that is just me. That is so me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far they've done two things. One, sometimes my child amelia, yani ile ku get attention, hadi amepuke. I used to do that all the time.
Oh my God.
I used to do that to my mom all that. For her to stop beating me, I would force myself to puke.
What a last born. What a last born.
Alafu namwangalia.
Wow.
Or I would run and go outside na nafungua madogi. So I'm just waiting, you know me. Sasa I think it's done. Yeah, and then I think also I'm having to just see how people are the different ways of manipulation
Yes.
that even I used to apply.
Yes,
Sometimes when it happens, I'm like, I've been played. How are they on their third gummy?
Oh
And the package says one daily. Na uko like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Acha niku. Ayashika.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing. Yeah, but the noise, I pretty much think that's from me because they're very loud. Yeah, both of them.
Other journalists are coming up to shake the industry.
Oh yes, those ones. Yeah. Kwanza, yeah. Those ones they'll be journalists, footballers, anything that can make me retire.
Academy.
I'm
Which
kidding.
academy would you take them to?
Where if
Training
they want to do
academy,
what?
Football.
Si wanaenda tu hapo Old Trafford. Sasa Ineos anajaribu kutengeneza mambo. Waenda wapi tena?
You would not take them to, I don't know, Etihad.
Who? Etihad. They don't have me. Etihad.
What?
None of that.
Sorry. Moving on swiftly. What? You will take them to Old Trafford. You think right now Old Trafford is still a good training the way it used to be? But right
It used
now,
to be, yes, but now we have new management.
Okay.
And there are 3. Wacha niwapatie 3 more years nione kama wakikataa nitawarudisha Madrid.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Madrid at least uko guaranteed.
Yeah.
Watu wametoka hapo wanatoka kama
Pipeline,
wako.
sure.
At least for now. Huwezi jua huko mbele
but then
kutakaa.
because then who would have thought Old Trafford used to have a very nice academy.
Hata ground yenyewe siliona ni kama JKA na flood. Yeah, shout out to Larry Mado.
Shout out.
As you can see here, oh my God, it is also flooding.
Exposed.
Yeah.
Exposed. We are one. Okay. So, with Father's Day coming up, how do you usually celebrate this day with your family? Have you started establishing any special traditions?
No, I actually haven't started doing a special tradition per se, but for my birthdays, I've realized of late for my birthdays and even Father's Day, I really just want to be with them. I used to really like parties and throw me a party and let's do this and let's eat my favorite cake, which is passion. But nowadays, I really just want to just chill with them.
Aww.
And now, especially now, because I know how to say happy birthday and to sing the song and to blow candles without getting burnt and creating a scene. It's more special that way. Yeah, so for me, I think anything that will involve them, hey, damn.
They really are your people.
Yeah,
You keep calling them my people.
Those are my peeps.
They really are.
100%. Yeah.
Aww. So, what's the best piece of advice you received about parenting, and who gave it to you?
Ooh. Ivy.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
She.
We need to do an honorable mention for Ivy because she has been mentioned so many times in this video. Shout out to you, Ivy.
Yeah, mama yao bana amenisaidia sana. I think because of, like I told you, her deep dives and deep understanding, she has the ability to, they say the woman, because the woo is like the womb and they have ability to take things and make them and grow them and stuff. I think I've witnessed that with her. In just most importantly, reminding me about how I need to be intentional. So with spending time, with the way I talk to them, with the balance between the two of them, because remember I got a little girl. There's a tendency of her to try to,
yes.
It's hard though. But
you've experienced that already.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
She knows that she can do no wrong.
No wrong in your eyes.
So it's having to do that because not just for her, but also because the brother is watching. These guys are like sponges, so they can't notice that we want to treat you a certain way because then Ataza could treat you in a certain way. So just being intentional in time, in language, in presence, in the activities. You know, hata wewe ukisema, you know, tunalia hapa, you know, be careful with the screen time for the children. Na wewe hata unashinda kwa simu. So drop it. Ile message unapatianga hapo. See, these most the phones have screen time. Watakwambia hapo pale Instagram, TikTok. Umekuwa tu
21 hours.
Yes, 21. Imagine out of 24. So just to switch off stuff and also be there with them. And even when they're there and they're playing, you know, they call you daddy, daddy, see daddy. So you try to. Yeah, so she's really helped me be intentional.
Yeah. Oh. So now that you have become a father, you have experienced fatherhood.
Yes.
What would you tell your dad?
Oh, I tell my dad, hey, legeza kidogo baba. Hey, mwana. Legeza kidogo ba. Wachilia hata watu wa make mistake moro. Hadi nimeingia kijaka.
I know.
Yeah, I would tell him to balance. And the good thing about my dad, and that's the thing I've also learned from him, is that, so my dad was extremely, I don't know, I keep saying he's extremely strict. However, he had, what I would hear him say sometimes is to apologize. I could hear him tell my mom sorry. I would see him come home and kiss my mama. And we were like, yeah, get a room, folks. Please. And I would see him, you know, give his all for us. Because I guess for him, you know, back then the expression of love was, I'm providing.
Yeah.
But then also sometimes wanting to talk to us and get challenged by us. Because me, I used to ask him, where? Ulipatana na ude maji? How did you meet mom? And stuff like that. So then my advice to him would be to strike a balance. That way you create a more balanced human being in terms of out there. You will never, of course, you can't teach me everything. I can't teach Mali. He'll have to go there and be heartbroken. It will have to happen. Hapo hiyo mtu amwache hapo akuja sema, but daddy, I don't know if I'm going to eat. Angaya kula spoon moja uone kama utaendelea. Njaa itakumaliza bwana. So I think be balanced. Just be balanced.
What are some things you find yourself doing and you're like, this is my dad. This is not even me. This is my dad.
My strictness sometimes. I know I don't look it.
You don't look it, actually. Actually, you don't.
I don't look it, but I can be afande. Naweza kuwa afande sana. And that's what actually I
know, but I remember your 1 p.m. news.
Yes.
You can be.
Yeah, but you see, that was an act.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the hardest people, and anyway, the two people who I know, Kenyans don't know, are the craziest people, and I have videos. If you dares me, me and my Hussein Mohammed and I, you people have no idea the craziness that was going on in that news.
Hey.
You would not even believe it if I told you. I'll have to show you, and I can't because now they are private videos. But we were crazy.
You can't trust off camera?
No. I'll have to ask Mr. Mohammed. Na sasa unajua anafanya nini? Nitanyima visa yako.
Thank you.
Talepele nakuja.
Gosh, why? Please.
Anyway, so I think it's one of those the three reasons why. And these people, you know, the thing about news and TV, even like when I was literally, I think I had lost my daughter in January, but in December, but by January, you know, they say you take 2 weeks to grieve it. See, somebody at the office already asked me, so unarudi lini? What? Yeah, unajua unakubaliwa tu wiki mbili. Oh yeah, there's somebody there who did that. Oh who I forgave him, go and sin no more. But you see, it's an act. I still did an attend so many times nikiwa beba, then I get in the car, cry all the way home. Or cry before I go on set, then put eye drops, put makeup and go and do a baby. So most of these things is just, it's an act. Yeah. And now the challenge is, but it's also because it's like you're on a job. Your job is to give people the news. Your job is to make people happy, to take them to a certain place. That's like your job description. That's what you do. Then after that, now you can continue being human. However, the challenge is that I don't know, it was Joe Cole who had this song that said, if I meet Jim Carrey, I will tell him that not. And if I meet Jim Carrey and he wins the Grammy, I will tell him what you don't know is that so many of us are wearing masks, and which is true. We have this too. We wear a mask, and then after that, we remove it and we go back to our normal life. So I might not look so strict, but yeah,
You are.
I am strict. And also imagine I get angry. It's very rare though, but I do. Yeah.
I mean,
So
the many sides of Willis
I try
Raburu would
to
be.
sometimes I'm like, where would ni Peter Raburu?
Yeah.
Sasa wacha ni
Oh,
relax.
really? There are points where you feel like umempita.
Sasa hapa sasa huyu sasa hapa.
Umekuja
Wacha
sana.
hata mimi
Umekuja
sasa
sana.
hii advice yangu ya kulegeza kidogo. Hata mimi wacha
Take it
nilegeze.
yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes I actually catch myself before
Oh, wow.
I do something. Like
That's
sometimes
good.
mtu amefanya kitu ya kweli. You're like, oh, don't do it. Okay, Baba, what's going on?
Do you think parents should be doing therapy as they parent, just along the journey?
I think therapy doesn't end. And which is a very important thing. Yeah, because we do therapy for ourselves.
Yeah, and then we're done.
But we forget even for the kids. And even by then, if you're what I've seen also, if the kid loses also a parent and uncle stuff, they also need therapy as well. I've seen schools where at least they help them with that. So also know that your kid is also a person and they have feelings and things. So yeah, I think parents you need some therapy because also sometimes the parenting challenges you to deal with things that you haven't dealt with yourself. You realize you emotional because, and that's also it helps me understand sometimes my parents. Because there are times unashanga mother ametoka ofisi lakini all hell is raining on you. Ile unachapa, there's a day my mom alikuwa anachapa hadi nikaishika nikasema, "Hey, wait. This don't look like it's me."
Hold up.
Ni nini imefanyika?
There's a deeper issue here we need to unpack.
Yeah, because unachapa ni kama si wako bana. So sometimes a lot of stress is going on. They don't know. You see when you go, two things is good about it. Like I can be having the worst day. Then I go home and these kids run to me like, "Daddy," and it takes that away. Same thing, I can be having the worst day and they don't know and they piss me off, but they don't know. They don't know that my boss has chewed off my head. They don't know that niko na deni. They don't know that nimebuliwa social media. They don't know all that stuff. Oh, they're just like, this is daddy. You're Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Mimi, according to me, you're big and strong.
Exactly.
And you know everything. So, weka hiyo feelings zako kando tuendelee. And sometimes, like, and my son is very sensitive, right? He'll ask you if you're down, he'll ask you, "Oh, Daddy, what's wrong?" If he sees you're gloomy, he's like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" Or he'll start making faces like, trying to make you happy. Yeah. He's a very sweet young man. Gets that from me.
Surely. Of course he does. Of course he does. Oh, duh. No,
yeah, well, he gets it from both of us. Yeah.
So now, as we conclude this interview, what message do you have for your wife, the mother of your children?
Man, oh my goodness. Let me say, first of all, Ivy na Mulindwa. Ningesema middle name yako lakini. But I say, listen, Ivy, I think, first of all, thank you so much. You are the most amazing partner. Number one. Number two, I am so blessed, honored. Like it's like I'm reading the amplified version. I'm happy, blessed, honored, and favored to have you as the mother of my children. They're so blessed. We are so blessed to have you. You are absolutely amazing. You are doing such an amazing, incredible job. And, just keep on keeping on. We're going to be here. I'm going to be here. The kids and I absolutely love and adore you. And we are excited for the journey that life is going to take us. And we are just, thank God that it is you who is the mother of them kids, and it is you who's my partner. I love you.
Yeah. All right. So same thing. A message to your children.
You're trying to make me cry now. All right. To my children, to Adana, who is in heaven. Daddy loves you. Thank you so much. You gave me the honor to be called dad. So I love you so much. And I know that you're proud of me. And I'll keep on trying to keep on making you proud. I know I don't have to because you love me anyway. But I'll keep on trying to make you proud. And, like Ben Sol says, I'll never forget you. Keep on thinking about you. And you're with us. To Mali, my boy. Yani, my boy, my rainbow baby. I love you so much. And I'm so happy that this is being recorded because one day I'll show you this video and you will see and you will know that I love you so much. I want the best for you. You are so special to me because you carry in your DNA the legacy of the Raburu household. And I know you'll carry it well. I'm proud of you. You are smart, you're brilliant, you are so gentle and caring and funny, and you are the most handsome boy in this entire world. Ain't nobody, don't let anybody tell you different. Ni wewe tu, Mr. Handsome, my young lion, I love you. And that is always here for you. And to my daughter,
Oh, yes.
to Yara, hey, hey, mama. Hey, wewe, you're so special to me. You hold a very special place in my heart. Um, one, because, your sister is in heaven and now you're here. So you are such a special gift to your mother and I. I love you. I know you're headstrong. And I know that you are going to make it in this world. This world is going to be a better place because you're put here and you're here because you're here for a purpose and a purpose. And I'm excited to just sit back and watch life unfold for you. And I'm going to be right here. I know for all of us, we're going to be best of friends. You can come and tell me anything, and I'm ready to walk you down the aisle, to do everything for you, to make sure that you're happy. But all above all of these things, if you do nothing else today, you have already made me happy. I love you.
Oh. Now to angel dads.
To angel dads, listen, I'll start again by saying, I'm here. I feel you. Pain is very individual. So I know a little bit about what you're going through. So I will tell you this. You don't have to be strong. If you're feeling down today, just feel down. If you feel down tomorrow, feel down. Keep on reaching out, talk to somebody, talk to me if you can reach me. And if I don't reply, get somebody who you're actually close to. Sometimes you feel you want to reach out to Willis because he's a celebrity, you see, but you're ignoring your best friend who's just there with you, who's known you for 10, 15 years. So talk to your friends, talk to somebody, get some help, get some counseling. And remember, you're important, your feelings matter. Grief is something that you have to constantly deal with. Not everybody's going to understand, but remember this, your feelings are valid, and you are a true dad. And your daughter, your son, will want you to go on and will want you to make a better life for yourself. So do that. Go on. Keep on moving. Keep moving forward. And whatever you do, stay growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. Always make a move. Keep moving. And also, again, make sure you're making progress and not movement. Do not mistake progress, movement for progress, because even a rocking chair is moving. So, and what does that mean? It means that even if it's tomorrow, you can be just having a good time. If you grow today and you grow tomorrow, everything is going to be okay. But grow, 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 grow. All right, now to my dad, that is Peter Otieno Raburu, the man of the moment, Mr. Peter. First of all, I say I love you so much. You have really shaped my life in ways you don't even know. I've learned so much from you, your work ethic, your love for God, your love for family, your unwavering support and care and concern, no matter what the situation is. To me, has touched me in ways that I will never even be able to understand. Thank you for the gift of my siblings as well. Thank you for just being there for me. And I love you so, so much, Mr. Peter. And I'm proud to be a Rabur. Yes.
And now finally, wish the fathers a happy Father's Day and share a message to them.
I would just like to speak to fathers. It's not an accident you're seeing these messages. You're seeing this message because you're required to see this message. So I will say this to the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. And I want to give a special challenge to those fathers who you have not been present. You know, call them, call your child, call your baby mama, and make amends. Be present. Just go out there and be present. Be with that child, and come back home for those of you who are not. Okay. And then for those who are there, for the present fathers, to those ones who are giving their all, who are doing 100%, to those who are giving it even on days when you feel like you're not strong enough, you're weak, you're weary, you're tired, you're sad, you're in angst and you're in pain, but you're still showing up. I like to say, I'm proud of you. I see you. And let me tell you what, your best days are ahead of you. Do not give up. It's going to get much, much better. And like I always say, successful people look like you. They just look in the mirror. If you're looking for an example of a success, simply look in the mirror, and that person is you. So keep on keeping on, and I will see you at the top, because there is enough room in the sky for all eagles to fly. Peace and love.
Well, that's it from us for today. That has been the incomparable Willis Raburu. I hope that you have gotten to understand him more from this series. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of what we have to offer. Happy Father's Day. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you very much. Ni asante sana, asante sana. Yeah, mambo ni. Oh yeah, look at that. That's me right there. Haya. Huyo ni mimi kweli. Haya. I like that. Hii hata nitakunywa kweli. Unataka nijikunywe? Nijifie. Nijikunywe. Alafu nijikunywe. Wagwa. Unataka nijikunywe? Thank you. Oh, asanteni sana. Thank you, parents. Thank you, Pai.